Hello, it's Christina. How are you? Today it's Get Ready with Me. We're talking Overcoming Obstacles edition. So I am just going to change my settings over on Facebook really quick. I am going to hit live, even though it scares the crap out of me to go live on Instagram, but it is what I'm doing. So I got to get over the fear. So whatever your fear is, do it. So let me hit that. Okay. So let me just hit over on Instagram. So if you're watching live, drop a hello. Hey, Instagram. I am streaming on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So today we're going to get ready with me if you want to. And I'm telling a little bit of overcoming your obstacles in life, a little bit about my journey, and maybe it can help you to make a decision, how for you to go forward, and really what I don't know. Like, honestly, it's just from my heart. I don't know where I'm going to lead us in conversation. So if that sounds like it's interesting, keep watching. If you're later in the replay, put in hashtag later. I'm trying to fix, if you are new around here, drop a 2. If you're a veteran and love to watch me, thank you for being here. Drop a 1. Either way, hashtag later and let me know where you are. I am in Arizona. It's sunny today. It is, I think it's going to be like 71, 72. It's been colder here. So I think the temperatures are going up now. So today I'm going to wear sandals because why not? Okay, so I am going to take my glasses off so I can do my makeup. So I was thinking about if you were watching me, I think it was Thursday. I don't even remember. But I talked about trying to be more of my story so people to get to know me a little bit more. So I am a school counselor. I am a mom of two older children. I am in social selling. So I do social selling as my, I guess it's like a second income, right? It's a second income. And I chose social selling because my son's texting me. Oh, Arthur. It's okay, AJ. He went to the groceries and forgot one thing we needed. I guess he didn't write it down. So, anyhow, so if you're going through a rut, so this is the story of what I feel like social selling was God sent to me. I never thought I was going to be a social seller. I didn't even know really what that was. So I'm just blending with the mirror because I can't see anything without my glasses. I didn't know what social selling was per se. Um, when I heard about it, it wasn't like how it is now. You know what I mean? So I thought outside of the box in that I don't want to get an evening job and work at night and be gone and be tired. Like I was gone all day working and then, coming home, going to school at the time and then having to get another job like in the evening just to make extra money. So like now I'm blessed to have a school counselor job. I've been a school counselor for this is my 9th year of school counseling, but 7th year in high school setting. So I'm blessed to have a job that I enjoy. I'm blessed for, having the job and the lifestyle I'm able to have now. But had I not made choices back then, I wouldn't be where I was. So let's just back up. So every choice that you make has an impact on your life and your actions of what you do. So if you don't take a chance, nothing's going to happen. If you sit there and just wonder, nothing's going to happen, right? So when my life went from 180, I had to figure things out and I had to become the breadwinner of the family, which I never was. So that's when life really changed dramatically for me and the kids. And I will repeat my story from time to time because not everyone knows my story. I have been getting new people on my pages, and I just really want to inspire someone who might need it. So I'm just making sure my foundation's blended. Okay, so wherever you are, whether it's you want to be in social selling, if you want to go back to school, what is that decision that you want to do? And whatever that decision is that makes you feel uncomfortable, that is probably the key for what you need to do. So I think had I not went back to school, I don't know what I would have been doing. Like I was already in education But I wasn't making much money back then. I mean, now I'm not saying educators are rich. We know we're not. I'm not saying that as being a school counselor, I'm able to enjoy a certain lifestyle of not like what is it like? It's a comfortable lifestyle, right? But I like nice things. I like more things, so that is why I still do social selling for an extra income stream. All right, so there's the foundation. And had I not made that decision to decide, like, you know what, go for it, Christina, just do it and see what happens. And this is the social selling aspect story. This is me going back to school. You know, my life might have been different. You know, I had to make a decision as for me and the children to be better. And it always gets me uncomfortable, but I lost a lot. We lost a lot. We had, and I say it's materialistic things, but it's still, it still brings things to your unpleasantness, like sadness. So I know I stayed in the rut for a really long time. I did. But once I got out of it, I figured I have to just keep going and figure things out, right? So, how did I do that? So, and how really can you do that? So, what I think about this is what I would tell my old self, and perhaps you were I was, where you're figuring things out. Life maybe isn't where you wanted it to be, and you got to figure things out. Or maybe you're trying to figure out, do you want to start over? Do you want to? I don't like this one. Hold on. Um, I feel like God does not want you to be unhappy. Okay. That's not what you're on earth for. He wants us to enjoy our lives. I believe that in my heart. Granted, through my journey of my troubled times, I doubted my faith and doubted Him because why was I going through this unpleasantness? Why was I going through this journey where I'm just unhappy and miserable, But actually, God gives us red flags all the time in our decisions, in our relationships, in what we're doing. He gives us um, what's red flags. He gives us kind of like warning signs in a sense to know, like kind of a wake up call, whether we take it or not. Okay, whether you would take that or not, and then you still have to decide on that aftermath of that decision. So that's basically what I went through, and when you are thinking back of where you are or you're trying to make some change, I would tell yourself what you need to know. Okay? Does that make sense? Like um I'm lucky to have family that helped during my hard times, but sometimes I think it's okay to make decisions on your own, and it's okay for you to um kind of like do things silently. And of course, I'm not saying not to talk to family like when you need support or help, but I think sometimes what I've learned is when I was going through what I was going through at that time, I told everyone my business, everybody what was going on. And you know what? I figured now that I'm older and wiser, no one needed to know my business. No one needed to know my what I was going through and things that were going on. Like that was my personal life, my business. So that's what I'd say to you. Keep your circle small of who you tell things to, and really just try to make your own decisions and don't um, have an influence on what someone else might say or think of you, because ultimately it's your decision. So ultimately, it was my decision to do what I wanted to, but I had to learn through that process that it didn't work out. But I learned that. Maybe my young heart knew it wasn't going to, but I just wanted it to. Okay. And you just can't do that. So tell yourself to see those red flags. Tell yourself to see the signs that God gives you. Your gut tells you a lot, friend. Like your gut tells you a lot. And be selective of who you share your heart with about your things that are going on. Um, that's what I would say on that. And for God's sake, don't tell your children everything. And that is one mistake I did do. Like, I opened my mouth about all kinds of things. You live and learn. You live and learn, right? So, when you decide to make this change and move forward, I'm trying to figure out what my next step is, Christina. Um, what are you going to do to help you? Okay, so when you feel like, okay, I am working things out here on my own, I need to figure things out, like kind of write out a map of go what you want. So that's kind of what I did because I had lost so much that I figured, okay, what do I need to do? I'm trying to find my blush, people. Hold on one second. Um, I always wanted to go back to school. Like, that was my intention. Like, I went to college right after high school, but then I went and transferred to the university, and then I just, life happens, whatever. So write your goals down, and what is it that you want to do, and don't think that you can't, because you can. And when I say that I worked my butt off, okay, like, okay, I was an educator not making nothing what I was doing at that time. I enjoyed what I did, but it wasn't paying the bills. I mean, I was living with family. Yeah, in a sense it was paying the bills, but um, again, I wanted more. I was just wanted to be able to, buy something and not feel like, oh my God, if I buy this, I can't get anything else. Do you know what I mean? Like, and there's times I feel like that still sometimes because, now I have more obligations. I have my own house now, um, a car payment, everything that we all have, right? So that's another thing. When the old self of me didn't think that I was going to do, like, be able, when you have someone saying you won't be able to make it on your own, just not the nicest things, you start believing that. You start believing that you won't be able to do certain things, and you won't make it on your own, because it's that self-doubt. So when you start seeing yourself doing that, like, seriously, I didn't even have I never knew how to check the bank account. Like, not that I guess I just wasn't something I needed to do. So I had to learn how. Back in the day, if you still used a checkbook, like my coworker, and balance your little money the way back in the day, like, I didn't know how to do that because I didn't have to. Does that make sense? And then I forgot my eyebrow pencil. I don't even know where it is right now. So I am not doing eyebrows right now. So that feeling of me getting my own banking account again, just my name, the feeling of my own debit card and paying my own bills, it boosted me. And then seeing myself going back to school, working full time, going back to school, getting my BA, and then right away doing my master's. And then the kids were younger at that time, so just to see their faces, to see their mom did it, I mean, that's just priceless, right? Your children seeing you do goals that you never yourself really thought you would ever do. Like, education was important in my family growing up, um, but it was important. But when I went after high school, I just went and got an AA, and then I just kind of stopped. You know what I mean? Had I done things differently? Now I have to say I did have my son young, so I had my son my first year of college, but I still finished college. Like, I still went to school and finished and got my associate's degree. So that didn't stop me. Luckily, I had, family and their father's family that helped when the AJ was little. When I went to school, um, I forgot to mention, they're like quick off subject. I added an exfoliator to my lips to help my lips get all that dead cells off, and then I did a lip mask, so it helps nourish my lips. That's going to help my lipstick long lasting. This lipstick is a 10-hour wear that's long lasting, and it's matte. It's going to stay on matte. And I could add a gloss if I want. It won't probably last as long, so that if you want to be more gloss or matte. So throwing that out there because I forgot to mention that. Okay, so um, I don't even know what I was saying, but um, I was just saying, like, had I gone right after, I think, like, because after I finished my associates, I did go to the university that was close to home, and I applied. I met with the counselor, and I was going to go be a history teacher because education was always in something I wanted to do. Um, and I went to the orientation. I just don't know what happened. Like sometimes I think maybe I just got scared. I don't know. But then life happened. My son was little. I was really trying just to find a job to stay home with him. Like I wanted a job to be home. So that's why I converted a little bit into medical for a little bit when he was little, because I heard you could work from home and do medical billing. So I kind of converted for a little bit in doing that. That didn't last. And I think had I stayed in school, I probably would have been fine. Like when everything crumbled, I wouldn't have lost so much because I would have been in a higher bracket of income. But for whatever reason, that was what happened. And like I said, I was upset for a while, like with like really, I mean, I'm going to be honest, like with my faith and everything and stuff like that, and juggling that, being angry. But then I just think like it was my trial and error to make me stronger. Had none of that happened to me, like that's what I said, like I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't go back to school. Like where would I be doing right now? And where would we be living? So through this path of starting over, and I would like to let you know, yes, I have my own home now for me and the kids. Like that took me a long accomplishment because we lived with family for so long. But I finally did it like 6 or 7 years ago. I don't even remember now. We have our own home. I actually have a reliable car because that's another story for another day. So it's like all these things that were taken, I was able to get back for us. But along this journey is when I started this social selling business. Um, that is what helped me. I really feel social selling is a self confidence in disguise. Okay, so it helps me um, with all what my emotions were, caring about my appearance, stuff like that. Now, social selling has been a certain journey for me because if you don't know, I will be completely honest with you. I call what they call a network marketer, network marketer hopper, like a job hopper. I've been a network marketer hopper, but had I had known what again, you make decisions and you have to go through what you go through. Um, because I did start with the beauty and skincare, and then I changed to health and wellness for like 2 maybe 2 years, but I came back to the beauty, and this is where I know that I was meant to stay, and for whatever reason I had left to come back to this. So now I'm able to share what I really love, and I've always used this product line. It was like something I've always used, and it's not foreign to me. Do you know what I mean? So I'm gonna give you 5 things or 4 things that have come up in my head because I'm almost done here. And I hope that this helps you if you're someone in a rut, if you're someone like doubting where you are in life, where your journey is that God has taken you. He has taken you there for a reason. Okay. And we never know the answers. Like, I'm not saying my life is perfect now because whose life is perfect? And the people to say their life is perfect, they're lying. Just because it looks like it's perfect on social media doesn't mean it is. Um, there's other things that we all have other obstacles, that we go through. There's other things and trials and errors. And, you know, so this is what I hope you take this with you. So if you're in that rutness of where you are and you're downing yourself with your life, um, with whatever you are trying to decide, maybe you're in a relationship that you're not sure if it's really worth it anymore for you mentally and your soul. Um, trying to change careers, maybe you're in a toxic environment, maybe you just want something different, or maybe you've been watching someone in social selling, whether it's me or anyone else, and you're trying to decide what to do. A few things is whatever you're going through, try to find someone that you can talk to and that connects with you, that you trust. Okay, but don't spill the beans to everybody. Not everyone needs to know. Keep your faith. Try to keep your faith. Um, and I would also work on your mindset. Okay, so that's one thing that I learned late in the game is working on your mindset is key to your everyday trials and errors. Okay, so you can go to YouTube, and find just self-development, mindset, whatever, and just listen to something. Like I do that when I get ready, when I'm driving to work, and then make a decision of what you want. Why do you want it? What change do you want? And then think about those outcomes. Now, you can sometimes write like pros and cons, but even though something's a con on your list doesn't mean it's not going to work. Okay. And then you decide what your goal is and what's that plan of action. So like for me, it was when I went back to school, I had to figure out, like I had to talk to a counselor, I had to see what classes I needed. They mapped it all out for me, and then I told them right away I was going to continue into my master's degree. So they had to map it all up, and I had to really visually see that. Okay. And I do that now for my social selling business. Like in a new month, I write out my goals, and even though sometimes you might not reach that goal, just know that you still want to keep trying, and then just be proud of yourself at every step you take. Okay, so recognize those small little goals that are easier to make for you, and you can see that big goal. You might not see it for a while, but just know that you are on the path of what you need to do and what your heart feels. When you are in that rut of feelings, whatever it may be for you, you're really the only person that can get yourself out of it. I'm going to end this here. Even though I have a very um, I have a close knit family. Family would tell me certain things. Sometimes it takes outsiders to really look at you and tell you something about what your family has been telling you. You know what I mean? Who's live with me? Hello, Mercedes, Andrea Mercedes, and I don't know if anyone is. Oh, hey, Christy! I did not know you were live on Facebook. Good morning. I'm just going on. I didn't say hi to anyone. So I had a friend a few years ago who was very faithful. He was very faith based and knew my story. It wasn't until I shared with him all my obstacles at that time that I was going through, because I was still like in the middle of my rut. Like I completely wasn't over it like I would really say I am now. But he said certain things to me that just went like an aha moment, like a light bulb. I always say people come, our journey of life is a book, and people come in certain chapters, but they're not always meant to stay in the book, which was him, because I feel he entered in my life as a co-worker, and then we became friends even after he left our job. And he was very someone that I turned to for guidance and help. And when he talked to me about forgiveness, I was angry, and I said, you don't understand why I can't forgive. Like, you don't know everything. And he just looked. I can remember we were in our office area at work, and he's like, you're not forgiving that person for them. You're forgiving for you, for your happiness, for you to move forward. And when he said that, it was like, boom, mic drop, light bulb. So I will always be so grateful to that moment in my life and that what he had said to me. And there's other things of forgiveness. There's different levels of forgiveness. And I really think God had sent him to me within those years to help me, because I still needed that little bump, that even though my mom or my sister said certain things, it wasn't until he told me that and then I just felt like, you know what, I can be a little bit better. And I really feel, because of the things that I was taking action in my life, as far as putting myself back to school and becoming a school counselor. Um, and when you make little financial money and you see a difference in your income, it gives you a very confidence boost. Okay. And then the social selling journey also helped me with my confidence. So there's always things that you can do, but if we stay still in where we are and don't do anything, nothing's going to become of that. So if I just leave this message with you, is just take those small steps for them to become actionable steps for you for that big goal. And it's nothing's going to happen overnight. It will happen in time, because I am living proof that rock bottom happens for a reason. Okay, for a reason. And then I became a stronger person, and I'm here to tell you my story, which is so uncomfortable, but I know someone needs it. So that's all I have, friend. I hope you guys enjoyed my get ready obstacle journey. edition here. Let me know if you got value, and if you ever need any suggestions about anything, know I'm praying for you, and you can always find me in my DMs or Messenger. Have a great Saturday. I got to get ready to take my sister somewhere with my daughter. So there's my story. And yeah, uncomfortable, right? All right, friend. Bye, Instagram. I'll talk to you later. Thank you for listening. And bye, Facebook. I will look at my comments in a minute, friends. Bye.